Why don't we ever see a headline like "Psychic wins lottery"? Because the odds are stacked against them, just like they are for the middle class. Today, we're peeling back the layers on a pressing issue that's as real as it gets: the shrinking middle class and the widening chasm of wealth inequality. In a world where the rich continue to amass wealth at an astonishing rate, the middle class finds itself caught in a precarious balancing act, struggling to maintain a stable livelihood amid rising costs and stagnant wages. The urgency of this issue can't be overstated. It's a relentless cycle that's reshaping our society, altering the dynamics of wealth distribution and impacting social mobility. The disparity between the affluent and the middle class is not just growing, it's accelerating, and the consequences, they're far-reaching, influencing economic growth, political landscapes, and overall social cohesion. The rich get richer and the middle class, well, let's dive into that. Imagine being in a room where the walls keep closing in on you. That's what the middle class is experiencing. Now let's dive into the details. The middle class, often viewed as the backbone of society, the symbol of stability and prosperity, is in a state of decline. The figures tell a chilling story. Over the past 4 decades, the middle class has shrunk from constituting over 60% of households to less than 50%. That's a significant drop, isn't it? But what's causing this? Well, our experts shed light on several contributing factors. First up, policy decisions. Changes in tax policies, trade agreements, and labor laws over the years have often favored the wealthy and corporations, leaving the middle class behind. Next, we have economic trends. The rise of automation and globalization has led to job losses in traditional middle-class sectors, such as manufacturing. Alongside this, wage stagnation has hit hard. While productivity has shot up, wages for the middle class have barely budged, creating a growing wage productivity gap. Then there's the rising cost of living. Everything from housing to education to healthcare has become more expensive. But middle-class incomes, they've struggled to keep pace. The result? More and more people are finding it harder to maintain a middle-class lifestyle. And let's not forget about debt. With stagnant wages and escalating costs, the middle class is increasingly relying on debt to stay afloat. Student loans, credit card debt, mortgages, it's a mounting burden that's squeezing the life out of many. In essence, the middle class is caught in a vice, squeezed from both ends. On one side, we have sluggish income growth, and on the other, rising expenses. Coupled with policy and economic shifts that often disadvantage them, the middle class finds itself in a precarious position. The room is getting smaller, and the middle class is feeling the squeeze. Ever thrown a stone into a pond? The ripples spread far and wide, just like the impact of a shrinking middle class. Consider this. The middle class, traditionally, has been the backbone of a thriving economy. They are the consumers, the workers, the dreamers, and the doers. Their decline doesn't just affect them, but the entire society in a myriad of ways. Think about education. A robust middle class can afford to invest in their children's education, making it a stepping stone to upward mobility. But as the middle class shrinks, fewer families have the resources to ensure their children get the best education possible. This creates a ripple effect, with the next generation finding it harder to climb the socioeconomic ladder. Now let's shift our focus to healthcare. A vibrant middle class can afford quality healthcare, contributing to a healthier, more productive society. However, a declining middle class means more people are unable to afford essential healthcare services, leaving them vulnerable to health issues, which can result in lost productivity and increased societal costs. And what about consumer spending? The middle class, with their disposable income, drive demand and stimulate economic growth. When the middle class dwindles, consumer spending slows and the economy stagnates. This ripple effect doesn't stop there. It also influences our political landscape. A strong middle class fosters political stability, but when the middle class shrinks and wealth is concentrated in the hands of a few, it can lead to social unrest and political instability. The societal effects of a declining middle class are far-reaching, impacting economic growth, political landscapes, and social cohesion. When the middle class suffers, so does society. It's like a stone thrown into a pond, creating ripples that spread far and wide. It's not just us saying this. Experts in the field concur. stressing the importance of a robust middle class for a thriving society. They emphasize how the decline of the middle class affects us all, not just those within it. The stone has been thrown and the ripples are spreading. They say every cloud has a silver lining, so what's the silver lining for the middle class? In the midst of all this struggle and disparity, there is a glimmer of hope, a chance to turn the tide, to reverse this trend of a shrinking middle class. And that, dear listeners, lies in the hands of policy changes, economic revolution, and a collective shift in our society's mindset. Experts believe that one potential solution is the implementation of progressive tax policies. These policies are designed to lessen the burden on those who are struggling, while asking the wealthiest amongst us to contribute more. It's like asking the schoolyard bully to share his lunch rather than hoarding it all for himself. It's a shift towards fairness, towards balance. Another strategy focuses on strengthening our education system. We need to invest in our future generations, equip them with the skills and knowledge they need to navigate this ever-changing economic landscape. And this isn't just about textbooks and exams. It's about teaching financial literacy, encouraging entrepreneurship, and fostering a spirit of innovation and resilience. Moreover, changes in labor laws and wage policies can also play a significant role in restoring the middle class. Ensuring fair wages, promoting job security, and protecting workers' rights are all crucial steps in this journey towards economic equality. But these solutions are not just about policies and laws. They're about fostering a more equitable society. A society where everyone has a fair shot at prosperity. A society where the size of your bank account doesn't determine the worth of your dreams. We need to change the narrative, to shift our focus from wealth accumulation to wealth distribution, to value the contribution of every individual, regardless of their economic status. Because at the end of the day, a thriving middle class is the backbone of a prosperous, cohesive society. It's a big task, no doubt. But isn't it worth striving for? Isn't it worth fighting for a world where everyone has a fair shot at success? Where the middle class is not just surviving, but thriving? There's a silver lining, and it's time we all play our part in making it shine brighter.